In this video, I'm going to show you how to take off the half head using two different style clippers. We're going to blend it along the line so it doesn't stand out, even on this quite furry head. This is traditional gypsy cob Poppy, and on this side, I'm going to show you how I half clip her head using an A5 detachable snap-on style blade and clipper. So first I removed the head collar out of the way. This was mainly so that you could see properly what I was doing as well. So I'm just scooping up using a number 10 wide blade on the A5 clipper. I'm scooping up the lower jaw, removing all the excess from the lower jaw. Now here you're going to see how I determine where I fix and stop the line. So I just remove the excess from the top, which is generally fluffier the higher up you go. And then you can see that as I'm clipping up and scooping away from her head. So the line that I'm following here is about 2 centimeters lower than her eye. And this line particularly, I'm going to show you now. She just pops her head around, so I allow her to move her head. I don't push her head back, I just let her have the freedom to move. So can you see how this 2 centimeters below the eye follows all the way down to her mouth? And this is my guideline to follow, where I'm going to remove the fur with my number 10 wide blade and scoop in the upward motion as not to leave a steppy line. What happens is when you scoop up, it blends the hair. So it is about technique. It is about technique. If I wanted to create a deliberate line, I could always have a trimmer and turn it over, the adjustable 5 trimmer that you saw in module 1. I would flip it over and create a very sharp line. However, I think her head looks much nicer in this manner. We're able to leave the front on to leave protection on, but blend it in a nice enough way so it doesn't look silly or steppy. There is a very, very subtle contrast, but as you'll see when I wipe the head and get rid of the grease, you'll be able to see that line all but disappears. So I don't fully clip her ears out because we want to leave protection on. I just get the grandad fluff from the outside, just along there, to make them tidier, but we leave the full protection on inside. So I just revisit, skim over and catch anything that I may have missed the first time around. I have actually been clipping Poppy for over 10 years in 3 different homes that she's had. So we've built up a really strong rapport. She trusts me and I trust her. So I'm able to, get on with what I'm doing. What you would want to do is just make sure you slow it down and take a little bit more time to observe the horse and get the horse to be calm and comfortable. If you are feeling like they displaying any anxious behaviour, just take your time and you will be able to achieve this same trust and relaxed method as well. So there we go. So we just rub that grease off with the wipe, and you can see it looks a bit better. You would if she didn't look away, but hey ho, that's okay, she's allowed to move. There we go. So we're just cleaning all that grease away, and you can see how much better that looks now. Poppy brings her head back around to me for a nuzzle in, and we share a moment, and that moment has happened because I've given her the freedom to move as she wants to and allowed her to come into my space and meet me in the middle. And I've completely interacted back with her, given her a nice face stroke, and just let her know that she is at the forefront of my mind and we are working together right now. And I'm very grateful for her giving me her trust as well. Okay, let's flip over to the other side. So what I wanted to do was show you on the other side, working with the A2 heavier duty clippers, the ones that we have to tension, the ones that aren't pre-tension for us. Okay, so these obviously are much heavier. Have to take great care when clipping around near the eye. Okay, so very small motions. And again, I'm going to follow that invisible line, so 2.5 centimeters from below the eye straight down to where her bit would sit in her mouth. and that is our invisible line. Okay, so I'm actually doing a very similar method that I used that you've just seen in the A5 clipper, in that I'm going up and flicking out as I blend. So you go up against the grain of the hair and then pull away. So scooping up. And that again is going to help us achieve that same flawless blended look. Now, if I didn't scoop and I just clipped up and pulled forward, then that would create the step line, which we aren't looking for today. We're looking for more of a blended face. Now, it does help as well that she's black, so the coat contrast is so minimal. It's a lot of that is actually the grease on the head. If she was a chestnut, perhaps a flaxen chestnut, different colour. If she was palomino, for example, you would see more of a colour contrast as opposed to just the fur contrast, okay? So the different colours can present differently. So it all depends on the colour that you're working on. And then I actually just take the opportunity while she's nice and relaxed just to remove that hair from around her jugular. Yeah, so you can achieve the same using both your heavy duty and your A5. So again, I'm just wiping away that grease. She wanted a bit of freedom to move there. There she is, happy girl. And this is what she looked like at the end with her head collar on. So you can just see an ever such a slight gradient colour change, but other than that, it's looking quite flawless.